not listen or click on anything that Anthony does. People don't really talk about this shit, but when a hurricane comes and destroys a whole city, it's really good news for people that depend on rebuilding and whatnot. Howard has always just been a weirdo. Dude, I'm just gonna block you. Let's cut our losses with this guy. I know I live in a world with terrible people. Nothing is shocking anymore. I mean, literally nothing. Did you notice Ant and Gavin decided to go full racist on Compound? Once again, I literally do not listen or click on anything that Anthony does. Even the horse shit that he does on me, because other people, they throw it on my radar. Don't click on any of it. Hope everyone had a great Indigenous Day, I think it's now called. I don't mean to laugh, but look, Columbus Day, I always thought was kind of ridiculous when I was a kid. I'm like, there's something about this whole Columbus thing doesn't make sense. What are we celebrating? He didn't discover shit. If people are already living where you're trying to discover, then you're not discovering shit. I don't know how much stuff Howard ripped off from me and Anthony. I'm sure there's a few things in there if we really sat and thought about it. And then I guess he was a bad boy. So then they changed it to Indigenous Day because why? I think at this point you just got to get rid of the whole thing because it's not Columbus Day anymore. It's Indigenous People Day. So I think you just got to get rid of the holiday and come up with something else. We'll find something else to celebrate. Howard has always just been a weirdo. He's socially awkward. He's a germaphobe. He's definitely a narcissist. Oh my God, of course he is. Fantastic collapse. I haven't collapsed, Turtle. But I mean, if you want to believe that, that's fine too. Like I said, I'm not going to convince you of anything. You're going to buy into some horse shit that somebody's saying about me out there? Okay. From people that never chose to even get to know me and don't know the first thing about me? Okay, fine. Do you miss Anthony? Not in the least. Howard Stern is suffering from serious mental illness. He didn't leave his apartment for 2 years, but he was always a germaphobe. So when a pandemic hit, that played right into his wheelhouse. Show us where the sun is going to come up. For real, JB? Right there. It's this time of year where now it's going to be right about there, and then it slowly moves across the horizon. Did you just set me up because I've done this a few times? Is that what's going on, you son of a bitch? Because now it's all over the place. It's all over the place. You got the Italians saying, it's still Columbus Day. And then you got everybody else going, but the history of the whole thing doesn't make any sense. People don't really talk about this shit, but when a hurricane comes and destroys a whole city, destroys the coastline, that is, look, there's only one way to say it. It's really good news for people that depend on rebuilding and whatnot. So there are people out there that now they get to make their money for their families. You didn't discover anything, and there were these poor people that were already living there. They were very, very happy with their lives. And then Columbus came in, and we just wiped out all of them. All right, we'll call it Indigenous Day. What? What? You can't call it Indigenous Day? I think, I don't know. I think Native Americans, they probably ignore Columbus Day and they ignore Indigenous Day. No mice in the $1 million penthouse that Anthony paid for. Okay, Anthony, all right. Dude, I'm just going to block you. Let's cut our losses with this guy. I think the opposite is true. If I was the one that gave him a massive break, he wasn't going anywhere fast. I saw his talent and brought him on board and showed him an amazing life. I was doing just fine on my own. How far I would have went with Anthony, who the fuck knows? But I was more than on my way. Long live Alex Jones. Ryan, whatever. I know I live in a world with terrible people. I hope that works out for you. But he's a con artist. He's been conning you and many other people. And I think that a lot of his conspiracy stuff was absolutely worth looking into, 100%. But then he went way too far. He went completely off the cliff. And when he put those families through from Sandy Hook is despicable. People got to remember the time when we were shock jocks. Now nothing is shocking anymore. Are you kidding me? I mean, literally nothing. Tell me your secrets, by God. If only we all just told our secrets. What an amazing world this would be. Any chance you could shout out East Skate Club for me, skateboards charity I work with in New Zealand? Yes, I know I'm being that guy. Yeah, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. How many people do you think you're gonna reach with your little plug in New Zealand on my little live stream? Here he is. For the people that were wondering, he's awake now. Doggy, say hi to everybody. No. All right, you get to see his butt. He's putting his chin on my thigh, if you need to know. That usually means, hey, asshole, stop babbling to these people. I need to release some torpedoes. Is Tom alive Friday? He's got to be long gone, right, Derek Krasinski? Guy who had, basically his lungs were turning into cement. Didn't have a lot of time left in his life. And he decided to use that time to call the Opie and Anthony show every Friday. And every Friday, our audience would tune into our show for the Is Tom Alive phone call. Oh my God. We never got an ending to that bit. We never got an ending, but I would assume Tom is no longer with us because that goes back so many years. Oh my God. Is it true that you thought Ant would leave you for, oh my God, no. Why? I mean, if he did that, no. Oh, you know what's so weird? When was the last time I live streamed? Friday, I think. And then I had a kids party over the weekend and other things to do. I haven't thought of Anthony or any of this shit since Friday afternoon. Jesus. Good morning from Baltimore. God is our only hope. Ready for nice sunrise. Right on, brother man. But I don't know if your God is my God. We all have different gods, which I find incredibly stupid. That I think our brains are not even close to developed. I know Einstein said we only use what, 0.5% of our brains or some dumb thing like that. And I believe it because there are people on earth that are convinced that their God is better than everyone else's God. And their God is basically based on the fact that they were born in a certain area of earth. And they're like, our God is the right God and all the other gods are wrong. I'm one of those guys that picks from both categories, bitch. That's what I do. I think that's what we all should be doing. To blindly follow one party line is so stupid. And then you sit there and go, we're free in America to choose. We're not choosing shit. You're choosing one party, and whatever that one party believes, a whole bunch of stuff in there you don't actually believe in, but you feel like, well, I gotta now believe in all that stuff because I'm for this party. And that, my friends, in a nutshell, is what is wrong with America. Guys, have a good day. I don't know. I'm having a tough time ending this properly. So if I just hit end broadcast, it solves the issue. That's the easiest thing.